Hey guys, okay, so here's the continuation of part one where I was sharing a confession that I'm an alcoholic and an addict. So when I left off on video one, and if you haven't seen video one yet, go back to my channel and check it out. So again, this is Felicia, aka Hotmess, and her random Miss Hotmess and her randomness. And so I was sharing with you guys that back in 2010, I was arrested on 4 felony charges. So I was a student at a state school, and at this point in time, overall, basically, like, I think it was like only truly smoking pot on a regular, not condoning it, not saying, but like to each is our own, everything like that. Just talking about my experience, my sharing, all that good stuff. And so because I also like the group of guys I was hanging out with, like I was able to acquire it and whatnot. So that's like what I was doing while I was a student. If I wasn't drinking, it was either drinking or smoking tons of pot. But like I would occasionally go to parties once every like because I was actually caring about my schoolwork. Um, I literally was like partying, like heavily weekend partying, when it came to like ecstasy, like every couple months or so. At least that's what I remember, my perception. So I I got hit up to help someone out, and like I've said several times, I sold to an undercover cop twice. Same officer. They were building a case against me, and on October 14th, 2010, I would be arrested out of my dorm. Let me rephrase that. To be exact, I was woken up by campus police and was told that they needed my help with a case, my own case, come to find out. And they had brought me down to the campus station and everything like that. And basically, next thing you know, the local detectives are there. And for once, there was no real way out, but I still was making excuses because I couldn't fess up to my own situation. Today, I'm truly grateful. Like at the time, I thought my world was completely ending. I was pretty much on a full ride at the school. I was a student on a almost a full. I got to live in the dorms for free at the or pretty much free. I was on study work study, yeah, work study, at 30 years old, and I was living with kids that literally were a decade younger than me. I was doing everything I was supposed to do when I was 21 because I'm a delayed child. And I've said like 4,000 times in this video, I've just realized. But so basically, I was a delayed child. And so, yeah, now I'm just trying to breathe while I talk. So basically, I was asked very nicely after, oh yeah, kind of bypassed a certain thing. So, mind you, prior to this, I should have and could have and probably, this would be the first time that I would actually be caught doing anything bad. In all honesty, probably like many people out there, I could have and should have been arrested on so many other things that, in all honesty, I don't have all the details anymore. But there were I did not live a pristine, like I'm a perfect little angel. Like there were things that I did that were running around the lifestyle that I was in, that was that I could have got myself into a lot more trouble if I was caught. And by God's grace, I wasn't until now. And I really thought my world was ending. I was getting kicked out of school. I was with about a year left of getting 2 degrees, 2 bachelor degrees, and they had asked me because I broke school code of conduct. I was I was released. So when I was arrested in itself, I was given a court-appointed lawyer, and I was released on my own recognizance. And in all honesty, people bitch and whine about the court system, saying how the court system jacked them. So here's the deal. Here's my situation, my experience. We each have our own perception. We each have our own experiences. what I have learned is the people that were there in my life and in my present time with my court situations, they all were doing their job. They all showed up to do their job. So basically, the DA who was going against me, they had a job to try to prosecute me. And basically, my court appointed lawyer, her job was to defend me. And the thing was, I also had a job. My job was to do what she had asked me to do and be honest and tell my story. And that's what I did. And they say that you can't scare a fucking alcoholic or an addict. Bull fucking shit. At least for me, I was scared fucking shitless. Because that's the type of alcoholic and addict that I am. If I'm looking at jail time, I'm fucking scared. I can't handle the fucking real world in fucking jail. I'm sorry. So for my friends that I have known who've served jail time, God love you. Like, you are stronger people than I am, especially the women that I know who have served some time. Because I truly think I would be someone's bitch. Straight out. I joke all the time saying, like, I'm a hard ass, I come across as a bitch, like, all this shit. But when it comes down to it, I'm a fucking scared little fucking girl. Hence why I've made the decisions I've made in my life. To try to do X, Y, and Z to fit in and belong. Until, like, recently when I started being able to stand up for myself. And also, like, part of me feels like because of everything going on in the world, I finally didn't need to be, like, valid. Like, I didn't need to be everywhere with everybody, and, like, I could be okay with myself. So I apologize if you all think I'm rambling about this, but again, I'm telling you my story and I'm doing it non-filtered, non-abridged. I'm literally running it basically like I'm just sharing it straight from the heart. So basically my lawyer had asked me to like be honest, tell him my story and everything like that. And I legit, the day I got arrested, I was not fearful of telling my mother. I was not fearful of telling my father. I was fearful of telling my brother that I got arrested because on the day that I got arrested, it was my niece's 4-month birthday. Here comes those waterworks again. So what's gonna be funny is like one day she might actually see this video, and I like, it is what it is. Like, I have to tell my truth, and I don't care if my family thinks that, like, we shouldn't talk about things, and I'm not talking even about my direct family. I love you all, but I'm tired of living in secrets. I'm tired of hiding the truth from people because it doesn't look good on paper. I don't give a shit anymore. I freaking don't. Straight out. So if people don't want to be part of my family anymore because I'm telling the truth, your loss, not mine anymore. But so my niece she was my first. So I have a niece and a nephew. My niece was 4 months old when I was arrested, and she is the love of my life. Her brother is also the love of my life. Like, I will honestly do whatever I can to make sure that they are safe. I absolutely love them, and part of getting sober and clean has made me actually have these feelings and this love and this unconditional love that I have for them, that if I was still out there, I don't think I truly would have these type of emotions. Like, I might show up, but I wouldn't care. So basically, I was petrified of telling my brother that I got arrested, that I got kicked out of school, and that I was coming home at 30 years old, because I didn't give my mom a choice. I just told my mom I was coming home. My brother, God love him, my brother is 3 years younger than me. He has been more of a big brother to me than I've barely been a big sister to him. Again, like I said, I was the delayed adult. So, like, growing up, like, we both weren't perfect. My brother was a little bit more of a troublemaker, but my brother got his shit together a lot sooner than I did. And, I've been really, really proud of my brother for a really, really long time. And, again, I'm the emotional sap and everything like that. And I try to let him know I love him unconditionally. And, Like, we don't have that, like, normal, like, brother, sister, like, we talk all the time and everything like that. We hang out, we do everything together. We don't. But I still absolutely love him. He's done things for me that no little brother should have to do. And basically, I'm just really grateful for him. So when I told him that I got arrested and why I got arrested and why I was getting kicked out of school, he surprised me. He'd said, "It's your first offense. You're like," basically, from this is what my perception was, is that, like, he's like, "You're gonna be fine. Just do what they ask you to do. Like, just basically do all that stuff." And so, but the funny thing is, at the same time, again, like I said, I got kicked out of school and I go back to my parents or my mom's house. And this is at 30 years old. So it's not like I'm like 20 and I'm still like this is 30 years old and I don't know how to be responsible. I don't know how to take care of myself. I don't know how to be an adult in any way, shape, or form. And I don't have any physical income at this point. And I legit am trying to find a job and I'm getting defeated. Because it's like I'm like a month in, and there was a point my brother like literally was like, "You need to find a job. You need to stop mooching off mom and everything like that." Like, he did the hard love type thing, and it instigated me to find, like, it motivated me to just search on a little bit more. But at the same time, like, things were starting to happen, and not one but two jobs actually came into my lap. And they prior to me getting these jobs, I couldn't hold a job for more than like 6 months, like I talked about in a video before. Now, mind you, I would get these jobs around November, like right around Black Friday time frame of that year. And I wouldn't get sober. I wouldn't put down my drink until August of the following year. So I was working close to like 8 months, still somehow managing to hold a job, because at this point I become a functioning alcoholic. And like, drugs are put down. I'm not doing that. And I legit was working job one in the morning and then going to job two at night. And job two was right next to Fridays, actually. And at the time, because in all honesty, I don't drink anymore, so I don't know what their drink menu is. I think it's still the same. Not really sure. But like, I've always been the type of girl, when it comes to drinks, give me the harder, the stronger, the better. Like, try to put me on my ass. I drink like a guy. I grew up in the with a military family, not in the military, but in a military family. So like, I watched like people just drink with a mission. And so basically, like, Long Island's, Grateful Dead's, like Red Dead's, like anything that was like strong and potent was like my drink of choice. And sorry. So basically, I what I loved about this particular Friday was, like, I get out of work like around like 9 to 10 o'clock, depending on how cleanup went and everything like that. And so I would then or basically go over to Fridays, and I would have a meal or a snack, because I found out that if you order drinks, you can get reward points if you just get an appetizer or chips in. Like, basically, if there's some type of food on your receipt, basically you can start docking points for your drinks. I'm frugal as all hell, even when I'm drinking. So basically, they had like the $5 drink menu, which was basically their house alcohol, like inexpensive, cheap alcohol, but still did the freaking job. I mean, hell, while I was in college, I used to joke around saying my Long Island iced teas they were literally Cadwell's vodka. If you're in the New England area, you know what I'm talking about. Cadwell's vodka and literally Arizona iced tea, 99-cent Arizona iced teas and Cadwell's vodka, mix them together, and that'd be my Long Island iced tea. It was just fucking vodka and iced tea. That's all it really was. Because Long Island's, if you really know what they are, there's like 5 other alcohols, tequila, like vodka, like all that stuff. Gin, yeah. See, I don't even remember everything at this point. But, so, like, I would order like the $5 and I would order the $7, and like, basically, like, you're supposed to only have so many drinks when you're drinking, first off. I would like leave there with like 7, 8 drinks, and I apologize, like, if I get anybody in trouble. This was also 10 years ago, so I don't think anybody's working there anymore. But so basically, I would drink and drive home. Um, I made really stupid fucking decisions. I somehow have survived. Like, I should have been dead multiple times. Like, I flatlined on an operating table. I've gone head on into a telephone pole. I've been in a diabetic coma for 72 hours. I've been found non-responsive and puking in my sleep. I was, what was the other one? I can't remember the other one. Like, I've had situations happen that, that like I really shouldn't be here. Like I legit shouldn't be here. There is a reason why I'm here. No clue what it is. Um, but it kind of made sense when when things started happening. Like when I started getting sober. Like like what I'm doing today. I was told that I gotta share my story. Like I gotta let people know about my experience, where I was at one time and where I'm at today, because it might give someone hope to try to put the drink down and you know what, go one day without. Um, for me, God has literally done all the hard work for me, including smoking. Like I'm 2 years smoke free after 20 years of smoking. Um, I when I've let him do the work, he's done it for me. That's not been everybody that I know's story. So I don't know why I'm more special than anybody else, because I really don't think I'm all that much more special than anybody. Um, all I know is that I've been reminded by people that me sharing where I've been and where I'm at today and what I've gone through has helped people. My hot mess of a life, even while I've been clean and sober, like I've had shit go on that I will share as well. And I didn't have to pick up over it. I didn't have to pick up a drink. I didn't have to pick up a drug to like solve those problems. I pushed people out of my life because I was afraid of how I was gonna feel, what the consequences were gonna be because of my old actions. And maybe it was a saving moment at the time, but I've also like started realizing that maybe sometimes I push good people out because I'm so fearful of things, because I'm afraid of going back out. So my sobriety, my being clean is very important to me, even if I don't do things completely like correct to some people. Like I let people know that I'm sober, that I'm clean. Like that if someone wants to talk to me, I can try to do my best to listen to you without like being like, oh, so listen to my story. I'm still working on empathy. I'm still working on sympathy. I'm still learning how to listen and to shut up. These are all things that I've been given the ability to learn how to do when I put things down. So like I was saying, my brother had hope in me. I got these two jobs, and I was still drinking like during this time frame, and during this I'm going through my court proceedings, and there was one particular night that I knew I had to be at court at 9 a.m. the next morning. And for me, I have to remind myself of this story of where the fact I knew to be a responsible adult what needed to be done, but the booze literally was controlling my life. That a decision to drink just one more was more important than me showing up to court to so I could possibly not go to jail. So basically, like, I had called my mom again at 30 years old, was like, hey mom, I have court tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Can you make sure I'm up so I can be at court? Because, you know, I'm not a responsible adult at 30 years old, because I need your help to be a responsible adult. Not exactly in those words, but that's basically the premise of the thing, because I couldn't be an adult because I didn't know how to be an adult, even at 30 years old. So at 40, I'm just learning how to be an adult. So so I told her, like, after I got out of work, I was going to go to Fridays. I was going to eat dinner because that was my plan, to have dinner. Maybe a drink. Really wasn't, I don't think, on the direct menu, but like that's what my routine was. Well, so I not only had dinner, not only had a drink, I think I had several more, and then I proceeded to go home with a gentleman who I to this day have no freaking clue who exactly he is. So, I want to do a little amends on video right now. If you were that person that I went home with, I apologize. That my heinous drinking, literally because I really don't know who you were. Like, it was nothing against you. Like, maybe you were in the same spot, maybe you weren't. I don't know. But I'm sorry that you were involved in my alcoholic decisions, that the heinousness. But the next morning, I would wake up to the fact that I was supposed to be at court. I called my lawyer and was like, "Shit, I'm basically having a diabetic situation," because that was my go-to. All my problems were related to my diabetes to get me out of any of my messes, and I legit defaulted on a court appearance that weekend. The judge literally put a warrant out for my arrest. I did not get arrested, thankfully, but I had to show up for court the following Monday. I show up to court, and the judge is like, "I'm grateful you weren't driving with your blood sugars the way they were, because that would have been equivalent to drinking and driving." And in my head, I'm like, I do that all the time anyhow. Like, whatever. But today I know the premise of what he was trying to tell me, and I I literally got away with that situation. Like, I didn't go to jail. I didn't default. Like, I'm fucking lucky. I'm a lucky son of a bitch. Straight out. For the shit that I've been through and I've done, like, I'm very grateful. So during all that, I was still drinking. I'm still making heinous decisions. By the time we went to basically the end of the court, where they would finally give me a sentencing if I was going to jail, if I was going to Framingham, if whatever the decision was going to be, they decided, because the charges I was actually brought upon was 2 distributions and 2 school zones. The 2 school zones, in all honesty, to this day, I really think that if they really wanted to get me on the charges, they should have gone for different schools. They went for a charter school. And unfortunately for them, positive for me, the school zone was just it was like 100 feet or less, like, out of jurisdiction. So those didn't stick. But there was a community college in the campus that, the dorms that I lived on, which had classes on the bottom, that they could have got me for the parking lot that I sold to this undercover cop twice. And the 2 distributions ended up being 2 continuing without findings. The judge had told me I needed to see a drug evaluator, and I was going to be on probation for 2 years, depending on what her stipulations were. Now, mind you, I was arrested on drug charges. I knew I couldn't touch drugs. I had to see a drug evaluator. So again, drugs. Definitely knew. No, alcohol. Did not put the 2 of those together. Booze is a drug, first off. It is something that changes the altar of your mind, just like narcotics do. Just like mushrooms do. Like everything. Like those are all drugs. So yes, caffeine's technically a drug too. But, so basically, I wasn't putting the 2 and 2 together. And, so I finally saw that drug evaluator, and that drug evaluator literally had asked me my story. And for the first time ever, I was honestly honest about my life, about my decisions, about my actions, the things I was doing when it came to putting drugs and booze in my system. And with that, she asked me, and so prior to that, if we were going out prior to that, and you would accused me of being an alcoholic, I shouldn't even say accused, if you had told me, because of watching my actions, told me for my own good that I was an alcoholic, I would have told you to go F yourself. You don't know the life I've lived, what pains I've gone through, the issues I've gone through, the things that I have to endure mentally to, like, basically, which are all bullshit. We all have some type of situation. There are people that can handle it better than I can. I have something wrong inside of me, inside my brain, that when I put one in, one is not enough, and I have to keep feeding the disease. So basically, like, she finally asked me, "Do you think you have a problem?" And for the first time ever, I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Okay, you have to go here to this particular program and everything like that." And I was like, "Okay." And for the first month, I didn't go. And the thing is that, because I didn't know what I didn't know. Like, I think they gave me an 8x10 piece of paper with with stuff on it, information for this program and stuff like that. And it was like Chinese to me. Well, eventually I would, so the second month came running around, still drinking. This was August. And I pull up a positive on my urine for booze. My PO legit was like, you can't be drinking. And I was like, what? I thought I couldn't do drugs. And so with that, basically, okay, by the way, I'm going to have to take a pause again in a second. With that would be what would now going to go into the next half of this. So on hold, I will share again. This is Felicia, Miss Hotmess, and her randomness. Click the subscribe, the like, the share, and the comment section. If you identify with any of this, if you know somebody, if you have questions, if you need help, please definitely do. I am willing to try to put my hand out to the best of my ability, link you up with some people if need be. Yeah. So please, I'm going to shut up now and I'm going to upload this and then I'm going to do part 3.